How's it going, everybody? Here we are with a new deck recipe that I decided to show off. Usually I would have two different duels for each deck, but then I realized, looking through my history of videos I made, I have the other video for plant heroes in there that I totally forgot I had. So, right. So technically this has 3 videos. Yeah. The one I'm about to upload and the 3 videos. One second. So anyways, I'll tell you about this deck. It's a combination of heroes and plants. It is windy. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that. So this is a combination of heroes, well, there's only 2 Destiny heroes and all these elementals, and a bunch of plants. So this is my plant heroes deck, as I said, and basically I'll explain the combos and whatever that you can do with this deck throughout as I go along. So to start off, we have what's his name? Destiny Hero Malicious. He has 800 attack and defense, he's level 6. Not really the greatest you'd start off to think. However, his effect kind of makes up for it. Since he's level 6, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one Destiny Hero Malicious from your deck. So, in tag duels, you can get up to like 3, 4 of these. It's ridiculous. But, usually how this card works is you use D-Draw, get into the grave, activate its effect, and use a level 2 tuner like Plague Spreader or this, and you would get something like Stardust, Thought Roller, Dark End, whatever. It's pretty good. He's in there because he helps with the draw power, he helps thin out the deck by 1 card, and yeah. Also, the funny thing you can do is if you brain control your opponent's monster, you can tribute for this card, and it's so like bad and funny to use for this, whatever. So yeah, 1 Destiny Hero, 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. We have Bubble Man. This one you could switch out for something else. I don't really mind. His thing is he's also used for synchros, where if you have no cards in your hand, or if he's the only card in your hand, you special summon him. If there was no cards on your field and no cards in your hand except for this card, you can draw 2 cards. So when you special summon this guy, he counts as a warrior or water. So you can make Ab-Zero with Miracle Fusion, or you can special summon it, go to the level 2 tuner, make a Bryanak, Goyo, Gaia, whatever. Just a level 6 thing. So this card is pretty useful. I only play 1 because he's not great attack and defense. 2 Oceans. Ocean is more the better water monster in elemental heroes other than the fusions. And his effect is that if he stays there until your standby phase, you can bring back a hero. So usually what you want to do is you bring back Stratos from the graveyard or bounce him back to your hand, and you summon him. You can spam his effect of destroying spells and traps. Also, you can continuously add heroes to your hand until you run out, filling out the deck more. Also, you can use Miracle Fusion, make Ab-Zero with this too. It's a decent 1500. It's pretty good. Hard to keep alive though, so the effect sometimes isn't liable. Also, another funny thing you can do is if you have Ab-Zero, you can bounce back for its effect. So, pretty good. Now, Prisma, really, its effect does nothing for this deck. It's just in there for 1700. Helps you bring out Ab-Zeros because he's an elemental hero, and you need an elemental hero plus a water. So, and he's a 1700, so he's pretty decent. You could, I wouldn't say switch him out because of his decent attack, but you can, or at least put a fusion in here that you can use this effect for. Otherwise, he's just in there for power. This one is pretty good. When you normal summon or special summon this, you can activate one of its effects. So you can either destroy spells and traps up to the number of heroes except for this one, or you can add an elemental or add a hero card from your deck to the hand. This card gets banned later on in the future, but it's really broken and good. Yeah, you might want to try it out if you're playing heroes. Oh yeah, another thing about it is that you usually want to go for it first and then search out for another one of those so that it helps you out more. Also, you can add malicious and use D-draw if you have it in hand. So, oh, another thing to keep in mind, I'm sorry about this, is that if you have two malicious, the problem with this card is that if you draw into the malicious, it makes this card dead. Like, you really can't do anything if you have two malicious in head or hand. So that is the downside of this card. And it's level 6, so you're never really gonna summon it. It's pretty bad to deal with this card if you have two in hand. Usually it's good though. Alright, moving on. We have 2 Gigaplants, and he's a Gemini monster. Now, Gemini monsters work as normal monsters, so Jitsu Break won't blow him up. So many random things won't blow him up because he's a normal monster. I believe Forbidden Chalice, not Forbidden Chalice, Venus Chain doesn't work on him until he's got his effect. So he's a normal monster until he's normal summoned again. And then he has the effect of special summoning an insect or a plant from your hand or graveyard. So it's pretty good. You want to usually get Lone Fires, Lord Poisons, next one, Homunculus, I don't know, whatever you want. Or Titanials, that's what usually people get, but I don't want Titanial because there's not the Great Tornado in this, which is the fusion of a mental hero and a wind monster. So, next we have Homunculus, the alchemic being. Okay, so I have 2 of these because of the thing where it's 1800, it's a decent beater. Also, it could change his attribute, so you can make an Ab-Zero with this, and you make Gaia with this. Pretty good. Pretty decent card to have in a deck. In regular plants, not really, but with this, is really worth having. 3 Lone Fires. Now, how you can use this is you can use this effect, tribute this, and get, what tag do you want to get? Can't think of the name. Gigaplant. And then, after that, you bring this back with Gigaplant and get Nettles, and then you make a Stardust, and Red Dragon. You spam a lot of Synchros, so you usually get 2 Gigaplants, bring out Lone Fire, tribute Lone Fire using its own effect, get out Nettles, Synchro with a Gigaplant, bring back 1 Gigaplant, and you have Stardust, blah blah blah. Pretty good. One day, maybe if I show off the Synchros, how they use the Synchro part, you guys probably can figure it out. It's a pretty good combo with everything. You can use Dandelion with this too. I don't run Dandelions because of, I'm assuming because I didn't have enough room. I made this deck a little while ago, so I don't remember exactly my choices in some things. Let's see. Lord Poison. Now this one is when it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a plant. So you could usually one special summon Lone Fires and Gigaplants from the grave. So you can spam the field more. This card is pretty good, and you can use it for Ab-Zero. Morphing Jar, this is one of those things I like to do, either Morphing Jar or Card Destruction. If I wanted to, I could switch out Morphing Jar for a Card Destruction, but sometimes this deck has a hard time of keeping a hand. Not from any of my shows of this deck. So, you both discard, you both draw 5. The only thing you need to know and you can make Gaias with this, and Elemental Hero Gaia. Nettles. Yeah, that's how you spell it. The two plant tuners I noticed are in this are Copy Plant and Nettles. However, Nettles is a level 2, and I like that level better than Copy Plant, who has a copy of Plant Monster. And this one is just easier to work with. So it's a level 2 tuner. Its effect doesn't really do too much for you. I mean, it has a 6M effect, basically, where if it's going to be destroyed, destroy another plant. But usually you want to bring this back with a Giga Plant. Synchro for level 8. Use the other Giga Plant to bring out Giga Plant. So you have 2 Giga Plants, and you keep doing that over and over until you have a field full of level 8s. Synchros. Pretty good. Also, you make Brinax and whatever, because level 2. I played 2 of them. I think 3 would be pushing it, so yeah. It's also Gaia capability thing too. Alright, let's go to the front of this. One brain control. This one's very easy to say why. You can use brain control to, if you're playing another plant deck, Lone Fire gets a bonus off of that. If you're playing another elemental hero deck, I don't know, you can use something for the heroes. Usually you just want to use it to summon Giga Plants or even Malicious. That's why I don't play Mind Control, because of the tributing 2 that I have in there. 2 Destiny draws. This should really be brought down to 1 in my deck or something else. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch this out for a Super Poly. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I have 2 for now. I'm gonna switch out for a Super Poly for one of them, because what it does is you discard a Destiny hero and you draw 2 cards, and it's easier to draw this card if you have 2 of them. But yeah, usually if you wanted to, you'd use Ocean and work with this. But I suggest taking out one of these for a Super Poly, because of the I don't really know which one would help out too much. So yeah, take one out and put a Super Poly in there. That's my upgrade for this deck. And maybe put a Dandelion in here. I don't know. You guys can figure it out. Maybe card destruction over Destiny draws. Anyways, 2 E-calls. It searches out the elemental heroes quicker. I just need something to search out the deck quicker. It only searches elemental heroes, so sorry, Malicious. Heavy Storm, a very obvious reason. It just destroys every back row. Let's see, you banish from your side of the field or graveyard 2 monsters, and as long as you make an elemental hero fusion, then you can use the effect that you can use this card. Usually you're just gonna make Ab-Zeros and Gaias. This card is really good because you don't have to worry about having the cards in your hand, just mostly on the field or in the grave. If you want, you can probably switch one out for a polymerization, but I like Miracle Fusions over Poly because I don't have to play King of the Swamps. Well, you don't have to play King of the Swamp for Poly. It's just better if, you know, whatever. MST, destroy random back row. This shuffles 5 and draw 2. Bring a level 4 warrior type to your hand. So yeah, that's basically all you really need to know with this. Flip over face down monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent can't attack for 3 turns. 2 Pulse, because I like them over bottomless and bounce back stuff to the hand. Magic Cylinder, I usually play this with Mirror Forces. However, you don't see a Mirror Force in here because of Wall of Thorns, because the amount of plants I have is 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 11. So most of the deck is plant, so this is kind of better to do instead of Mirror Force. You can switch out one for Mirror Force, but I like Wall of Thorns a little better. This one redirect attack, and your opponent takes damage equal to it. Now, Polynosis is something I rarely knew about. It's basically a solemn, which it allows you to tribute a plant, and then you can negate the activation of a spell or trap or the normal summon or special summon of a monster and destroy that card. Pretty good. Really good in this deck. Especially if you have Giga Plants, because Giga Plants make this broken. And Wall of Thorns, if you face up attack position plant, or no, a face up plant, then you can activate this, acts like Mirror Force, destroys all your opponent's monsters. Attack position monsters. It's basically Mirror Force for plants. That's basically all you need to know. Now for the extra deck, I play 2 Ab-Zeros and 2 Gaias. Because I don't always draw into water-based things, and I usually kind of draw into earths. So, yeah. Also, I didn't have enough room to play 3 Ab-Zeros and 3 Gaias. So I like to have my synchros too. 1 Catastor, all these are normals, except for this one. I usually never play this because it's not too good to have. So you need a non-tuner plant and a tuner. And if your opponent, if you guys try to summon something that's not plant, you will take 1000 damage, even if it's normal summon, special summon. And even if they Goyo Guardian this, it still will affect them pretty badly. Opponents will hate this card really badly, because you only get 8 summons, really, if you think about it. If you just like normal summon, I don't think it counts for flip summons. I could be wrong though. So they go Black Wings, and then they go like Shura, Gale, Bora. That's 3000 damage right to them if we have this on the field. It's a really good card. Also, as a light, you can use Honest. Not that I'm playing Honest, but you could. And this card can basically burn the credit of your opponent's life points. And yeah, they're not going to be summoning if they have if their life points are so little that they can't do anything. They could rely on spells and traps, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, Queen of Thorns, everybody. I'm pretty sure there's other plant synchros. I just decided this one because I don't remember the other ones were any good. I should look into that. So anyways, that's the deck. As I said, you can take out one of these for card destruction, or you can put in Super Poly. What else was there? You could take one out for a Mirror Force. I like these two better. You can switch these two out for Bottomless if you're more comfortable with that. I just prefer this. Polynosis should stay, or you can play Solemns over it. The difference is you don't pay life points if you use this one, so good. Very good. So that's the deck, guys. I'm really excited to show you this. I'm glad I showed you guys this, because I have so many other decks to show you guys, and you know, this deck is really good on average. It works well in tag duels, and it works good in single player duels. It's not a really competitive deck. It has its times where it seems like it is, but you know, I rate it at least like 8 out of 10 of how well it's built. I mean, there's probably some stuff that can be better, like putting Dandelion in here or something, but I mean, how it holds up is like 8 out of 10. It really does a lot of damage to your opponent. And you can basically do a lot of good things to damage your opponent. Also, if you want to put a Smashing Ground or Lightning Vortex in here over this, go right ahead. That's another thing. But yeah, the only reason I don't have it is because of the Ab-Zeros. They basically are my Lightning Vortex, so yeah, so I'll see you guys next time on when I decide to show off a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel or deck recipe. See you guys next time, yeah.